Hey guys, what's up? It's Raphael. Today's Monday. I am your Monday host, and we are trying for like the millionth time to revamp / restart up the F2 project channel, whatever you want to call it. But most of you probably watching this already know me, so I'm not really going to go into a real introduction. If there's something you want to know, feel free to comment or message or hit me up on one of my social medias, which I'll put below, and I can answer any questions you may have. So while this video is not technically late because it's not yet midnight, I do want to apologize for it going up kind of late in the evening. We got this little kitten yesterday, and he was having some little health problems today. This is him. He's precious. He was at a pet supply store, and nobody else wanted him. I don't know why, because he's precious, and he keeps meowing at me. Look at that face. He's so cute. But he's a little fuzzball. So yeah, we spent the majority of the day trying to, handle that and help him feel better and stuff. And he seems to be doing okay for right now, so I'm just watching him. He's walking around, and now he's curling up by my Chihuahua Dawson, kind of. So anyway, on to the topic for this week, which is Ally Week. It's week 118 for allies. So I'm going to be giving 5 pieces of advice to any allies watching this. If you are a trans person watching this, you can use these pieces of advice or tips for friends, family, partners, people you come out to, whatever. These 5 tips are things that are very important to me personally, from my experience in the past few years, especially after beginning my physical transition in 2013. So just want to put it out there, every trans person probably has their own kind of advice or tips that they would give to allies, which is the point of having an Ally Week on the channel this week. Hi! Okay, so first one's first, and to me personally, this one should be extremely obvious, but apparently it is not, as it is one of the top complaints, I guess I would call it, that I hear from trans people or trans youth who have come to me in the last few years asking questions or asking for advice. But like I said, to me it seems obvious, but if it's not, use the correct name and correct pronouns. If you do not know or are not sure about the correct name or pronouns that your trans friend or acquaintance, family member, partner, whatever, prefers, the only way to really find out is by asking them personally and directly. I really wouldn't go asking someone else. You really want that information like straight from the source. And the reasoning behind that, again, I feel like is kind of obvious. I'm not trying to come off as condescending. This is just like a really basic thing. If you do not use the correct pronouns and name, then it's just really invalidating. It just kind of erases that person's identity, and I don't think you want to do that to your friend or whoever, your loved one. So just use the right name and pronouns. That's number 1. My number 2 piece of advice would be to correct people who are using incorrect name and pronouns, and also do not stay silent if you hear someone making transphobic jokes or comments. Because in my opinion, you can't really call yourself an ally if you, 1, don't correct people who are using incorrect name and pronouns, whether intentionally or by accident, because if they're doing it intentionally, then they're being a dick and they need to be called out on that. And if it's by accident, they need to be reminded or corrected so that they can start actually using the correct name and pronouns. And that also goes for remaining silent, or not standing up as an ally if you hear anyone making transphobic jokes or comments. The only exclusion to that, or exception, I guess, would be if you're in an unsafe situation, you don't want to draw unnecessary attention to yourself. If you feel threatened, things of that nature, then obviously you don't really have much choice in just not saying anything. But if you feel like you're in a safe position and you can have like a conversation about it, maybe educate them a little bit, or just say, hey man, that's not cool, or just say, hey, I support trans people, things of that nature, then definitely, if you have the opportunity to do that, then definitely do so. Okay, number 3 on my list would be to never ever ever out someone or spread their trans status without asking them first. It doesn't matter if they're out and proud And it also does not matter if you are just telling another trans person. They and only they hold the right to disclose when and to who they want to on their own terms. Not to mention, it could also put your friend in an unsafe situation if you out them to someone, especially if your friend is not aware that that person knows that they are trans. Number 4 on my list is not to ever tell someone a trans person's dead name. And again, it doesn't matter if you are just telling another trans person, it does not matter. A dead name is irrelevant to who the person is now. It can be very triggering for dysphoria, and it's very extremely invalidating and just straight up rude. Don't do it ever under any circumstances. It doesn't matter. It's not cool. It's not okay. And number 5, just don't be a dick. Be respectful. Don't treat us any differently. Don't ask us invasive questions unless we say it's okay to. Also, don't ever say, "Oh my god, I would have never known you look just like insert gender here," because it's not a compliment. You may mean it as a compliment, but it's not. Well, that's about all I have for you guys this week. Definitely tune in the rest of the week. We have a different person every day talking, discussing, giving their thoughts and opinions and feelings on the same very topic. And I will be back next Monday. I don't remember what next week's topic is, but if you really want to know, you can check out our About section, and it'll list all the topics that we have coming in the near future, as well as what guys are going to be on what day. So thank you very much for tuning in. I hope this was some good information that you will be able to put to some good use in your own life, and I'll see you guys next week. Alright, later.